So, quick recap on my training today. I did a CrossFit workout that had a lot of volume, and the intent for that workout yesterday was to kind of go full send. It's nice to be able to, test drive the engine, see if we still got it, see if I can still handle the pain. And so I'm pretty sore today. So, what I focused on is one of the concepts that I believe that is missing in a lot of training, and what's helped a lot for myself is time under tension. So the idea is you have to be able to stay in a position within the technique or movement that you want to reinforce. So if you think about like a deadlift, a set of bench, how long does that set take? I don't know, 10, 20 seconds of that. And at what point does the body break down? Let's take bench press, for example. Again, if I come down to about here, or if I hold a front rack, I want to spend enough time to allow my body to understand how to flex those muscles. So one, it's teaching me that when I get into that front squat where I'm fighting a bench, you could apply it to any movement. I'm spending more time there to allow my muscles to strengthen within that technique, right? So I'm gonna go show you all the ones that I did. I did 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. It's a good way to get the blood flowing, to fix my mechanics, to strengthen the positions for the movements and sports that I want to get better at. And it also allows me time when I'm holding and flexing to isolate the muscles that don't work. Again, if I just did a set of front squats, I'm worrying about moving. I'm worrying about finishing the set. I'm not worrying about, well, am I getting my left lat on? Am I keeping my core on? Holding gives me time to really assess and fix those issues. So I'm learning how to control my body within the technique. Another concept that I'm training as well, there's two other ones. One is application. So there's a lot of drills out there. A lot of people are saying like, this is gonna fix knees, or this is gonna fix your bench. The problem is you're getting really good at doing that drill for your knees, right? But it doesn't directly apply back to the squat itself. So if you have collarbone bruises, or your neck or shoulder hurts doing a lot of front squats, but the idea is you can do a lot of drills for the lats, do a lot of lat work, T-spine extension work, but if you don't spend time with the actual front squat, learning how to apply the lat and that T-spine extension in the front squat, you're gonna have to do that anyway, so this is kind of saving that step. So I don't spend a lot of time doing extra stuff unless that extra stuff is directly applicable to the movement itself. So when you see the videos coming up, I'm in the positions that I'm going to be in for the lifts, or simulating the positions I'm going to be in for jiu-jitsu, things like that. And I'll talk about it when I show the videos. The third concept I'm adding in is nasal breathing. So that's what I was focusing on too. While I'm holding, firing everything, trying to differentiate how to keep things tight while still nasal breathing versus hyperventilating, that sort of deal. So here I'm trying to focus on creating that T-spine arch, which I'm really fighting for that left lat, and also keeping my hips back where my glutes and core's on. So that's where I'm trying to make those adjustments right now. So I'm trying to really keep that T-spine open, and you'll see I shift back into my glutes a little. Those are the things that I'm really working on right there, is keeping the glutes on, core tight, and lat on in that extension. So now I'm warmed up. I'm taking that front squat into a position that I train, which is, catching a power clean. So here is, can I add in all of the lower body mechanics with it? So I really struggle with feeling my hamstring and glutes when I catch a clean, when I lower myself into a squat. So I was working on that. This is really double down on really getting the squat mechanics down. Letting my body just relax in the upper body a little bit. So yes, I'm still firing my pec and lat with the posture, but it's really a lot more glute and hamstring here. I'm driving through the big toe joint, trying to fire that left glute. That's my big issue. So now this is any type of hinging, deadlift, kettlebell swing, loading for a jump, right, Olympic lift, I'm really pushing down and in, rotating my shoulders in to get that pec to turn on. The pec is a pain in the ass for me right now, so I'm really trying to get that bicep and pec turn on without losing my lats. So I keep fighting for it. I remind myself to anchor through the glutes still. That's for more Olympic lifting and CrossFit stuff. Now I'm going more jiu-jitsu specific. I really found this recently where if I carried the med ball high, this mimics the arm position more like jiu-jitsu, where it's crushing my upper chest. I feel a good amount of pressure here. I'm working different grips, so this is just the one I chose. But I feel the pressure, learning how to nasal breathe through it, and also still holding, squeezing with my pec and lat and not just bicep and neck. So same thing here, the ball's on my chest. I have an open hand grip, right? More like a clinch. I'm flexing. Yes, I'm using my bicep forearm, but I'm really emphasizing the pec and lat here, keeping it out of my neck and my traps. Still trying to nasal breathe through all these sets, 30 on, 30 off. So it's just such a good feedback of feeling the pressure like someone's on my chest. I can't breathe. And then the straight arm strength, which is super important for jiu-jitsu. It's, that bicep gets torn a lot in the sport, right? Working with a couple people that have injured biceps. So I'm just training that bicep combo with the pec and lat right here. You can see I'm trying to anchor through the glute as well. Or at least that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if you can see, but that's what I'm working on here, that bicep.